so much. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. I would like for us to take a few minutes to listen to the remarks of our distinguished DG CEO. Okay, he says we should proceed in this wise, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to invite our guest speaker, Miss Aruna Chinechere Sobechukwu, to please come here as we take her citation. A round of applause for her. You're welcome.
Citation, so you said this immediately afterwards. You can handle the microphone. Is it on? No, no, no. If you want to turn it on, you just so the battery doesn't run out. That's how I turn it
Of the circular economy and environmentally friendly solutions. She holds a bachelor's degree in pure and industrial chemistry from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and an advanced postgraduate training coursework in material science and explosives at the Nigerian Defense Academy. She is currently a master's degree student in the Department of Raw Materials Chemistry of the Materials Development Institute, UNSUK. As an advocate of sustainability and circular economy, her research experience spans across waste synthesis of metallic nanoparticles, absorption-based wastewater treatment, photocatalysis, perovskite and solid-state energy materials, and sustainable functional materials. Professionally, she has worked across research, quality control, and industrial production environments, including paint formulation and chemical manufacturing. She also has a strong publication record in peer-reviewed journals covering nanomaterials, renewable energy, water treatment, and advanced functional materials. Driven by an entrepreneurial mindset, she founded a flake shop and an interior decoration venture. Beyond the laboratory, she is experienced in scientific communication, public
Do you
presentation,
have
and
your the
collaborative
soft
research
copy
with a
of your
clear goal
lecture?
of contributing to sustainable
Please
energy and
immediately
material
afterwards,
innovation
I'll just
through impactful
let me
research
have the
and
microphone.
industry-relevant
After
solutions.
the
With a
presentation,
round of applause, please welcome
just
Arun
give them the
Chinechere
soft
to
copy
his
of.
Okay, sir.
You have done this 3 times. When somebody's citation is being read, it is almost like when you take the national anthem. The person just stands. No distraction, don't talk to the person until the citation is finished. It is the protocol. You can't have be reading somebody's citation and they are going to ask the person who is wrong. You've done it 3 times now. Yes, I'm taking that because it is absolutely wrong. It's an insult, even to the audience. Citation is almost like a sacred event. The person stands, every person honors the person as the citation is taken. Even the person cannot sit down until the citation is finished.
I apologize. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Please give us a few minutes. We need to iron out some technicalities. Okay.
My Director General, our directors and management, colleagues, and the team, please, we are very sorry about that. On this note, I sincerely take the responsibility and please permit us, DG, to retake the citation of our guest presenter. Thank you very much.
Teenagers who choose chemistry, strong interest in clean and renewable energy, nanomaterials, catalysis, and sustainable materials development. Her work is driven by a passion for applying chemistry to real-world challenges, particularly in support of the circular economy and environmentally friendly solutions. She holds a bachelor's degree in pure and industrial chemistry from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and an advanced postgraduate training coursework in material science and explosives at the Nigerian Defense Academy. She is currently a master's degree student in the Department of Raw Materials Chemistry of the Materials Development Institute, UNSUK. As an advocate of sustainability and circular economy, her research experience spans across green synthesis of metallic nanoparticles, absorption-based wastewater treatment, photocatalysis, perovskites and solid-state energy materials, and sustainable functional materials. Professionally, she has worked across research, quality control, and industrial production environments, including paint formulation and chemical manufacturing. She also has a strong publication record in peer-reviewed journals covering nanomaterials, renewable energy, water treatment, and advanced functional materials. Driven by an entrepreneurial mindset, she founded a print shop and an interior decoration venture. Beyond the laboratory, she is experienced in scientific communication, public presentations, and collaborative research with a clear goal of contributing to sustainable energy and materials innovation through impactful research and industry relevant solutions. With a round of applause, please welcome Aaron Chinichiri Tojiku.
Sorry, can I get my water?
Water.
I can't sit on this. Good morning, the Director General. Next. So today, next please. Today we'll be looking at a topic titled Green Synthesis App. Okay, now Nigeria, it is no longer news that Nigeria possesses abundant raw materials ranging from agricultural biomass. Sustainable processing methods lead to significant environmental pollution, economic losses. Green chemistry offers innovative solutions to meet reduction. Green chemistry also addresses challenges relating to pollution and import dependency, that is, dependency on imported products. What then is green chemistry? Green chemistry is the design of chemical processes or products, if you like, that reduce or eliminate the use of harmful substances. 1998. But for the relevance of green chemistry, we'll be looking at three major um, components of it. The first one is renewable feedstocks, that's the use of biomass and waste materials. The second one is catalysis. This is usually employed in energy conversion devices. Then the third one is energy efficiency. That is conducting your reactions in ambient temperature. These raw materials include agricultural biomass, that's the cassava, rice, sugarcane, residues. Then you have the minerals, that is abundant in Nigeria. You have the silica, limestone, that is calcium carbonate. You have the clay, iron ore, and the rest. In agro-industrial waste, we have the palm kernel shells, cocoa husk, rice husk, melon seed husk, sawdust. These resources can be sustainable through green chemistry approaches. Next, please. But then, why is this so important? Why are we concerned about this approach? Poor utilization of raw materials results in environmental pollution. That is, the air won't be clean. It also results in economic losses due to inefficient process of extraction, the import dependency for value-added products. Then green chemistry provides solutions by reducing this pollution through cleaner processes, enhancing economic value through resource efficiency, and it fosters local production by value addition. What then is biomass valorization? The concept and its importance. Biomass valorization is simply making this waste to turn into value-added products. It aligns with the circular economy which the advanced countries are using now. It also minimizes waste reduction and maximizes resource utilization. It offers opportunity for creating sustainable functional materials, chemicals, and energy sources. This is a pictorial evidence of agro-waste valorization. As you can see, you have the waste to value. Some scholars have worked on agro-waste valorization, like Samuel et al. And Bello et al. You have the rice husk to activated carbon used for water treatment. When I did my BSc in UNM, I worked on the use of a melon seed husk, carbonized melon seed husk, to remove industrial effluents from water, that's wastewater, to remove heavy metals if you like. So some scholars have used rice husk to remove activated carbon. Another scholar also used rice husk to silica nanoparticles. In this process, is basically because of the amount of silicon dioxide inside the rice husk, around 15 to 25% by weight, which is very, very unusual for plant waste. This rice husk is usually burnt to ashes, and the ashes contains an amorphous silica. From then, with other introduction of separation and other things, you will have your silica nanoparticles, which is usually employed in industrial applications. The corn cobs that Nigerians throw away can be used for biofuels. It provides renewable energy sources. What then is the green synthesis of functional materials? Green synthesis offers eco-friendly alternatives. It uses plant extracts as both reducing and stabilizing agents. I did a research on the synthesis of silver and gold nanoparticle conductive inks and the applications in printable electronics. I used a plant extract. We know ugu leaf and melina leaf. I used the plant extract and took the metal precursors, and this plant extract reduced them, and I was able to get my nanoparticle, silver nanoparticle and gold nanoparticle, which were conducting electricity but not very efficient because of laboratory issues. Then I found out that the beauty of green synthesis of silver and of metallic nanoparticle is the fact that the plant extract, unlike the chemical synthesis, which involves a lot of utilization of chemicals, or if you employ the physical aspect of synthesis of materials, you will understand that it is heavily energy intensive. But the beauty of synthesis is that the plant extract acts both as a reducing agent and a stabilizing agent. It reduces reliance on hazardous materials or harmful materials. Example of these scholars have worked, Iravani et al., Arum et al., and they worked on silver nanoparticle from neem leaf, that is dogoyaro, then gold nanoparticle from cassava. Green chemistry in mineral processing. Green chemistry has also been employed effectively in the processing of minerals. Silica extraction from agricultural ashes, just like I explained, the rice husk, using less energy. It is not energy intensive. It reduces the use of harsh acids in mineral extraction. Green chemistry focus on closed loop system. What it means is that instead of having our waste in the output, they can be introduced back into the feed and turned to functional materials. What then is the role of catalysis in green chemistry? Catalysis simply means the introduction of a catalyst to accelerate a chemical reaction. This method is usually employed in energy efficiency. It also improves efficiency of biomass conversion. It enhances selectivity, that is, it is precise to get your desired result. It reduces energy consumption and waste generation. Examples are biodiesel production from vegetable oils using solid acid catalyst. Biotechnology, as we know, is the use of biological stuffs to create very functional materials. Microbial enzymes and biotechnology offer sustainable solutions. Some scholars have successfully worked on it. There is waste conversion into valuable products, enzyme catalyzed reaction for efficient chemical synthesis. It is evident in the production of bioplastics. I have a review paper on the use of waxy maize starch to produce packaging materials. And you can all agree with me that some of the takeaways we have are not biodegradable. But these packaging materials are biodegradable. Next, please. So as you can see, there is a paper bag on the screen screaming, "I am not plastic." This is evidence in cassava-based plastic that was worked on by some scholars, biodegradable alternative to petroleum-based plastic. They are biodegradable. There is no polymer in this. Neem biopesticides has been successfully employed for environmentally friendly pest control strategies. We have the palm kernel shell biofuels. The that palm kernel shells are agricultural waste, industrial waste. They are renewable from agricultural waste, yeah, just like I said. Challenges to adoption. What is the challenge? What has been the barrier to, to green chemistry adoption in Nigeria? One of it is inadequate infrastructure for waste collection. We do not have sufficient collection points where users can be rewarded for bringing their waste to the government. We also have limited funding for green chemistry research and development. I will talk briefly on this. When I did my research on the synthesis of silver and gold nanoparticle conductive inks, I wanted to do a lot of exploration, but because of the cost of gold salts all over the country, I was not able to do a lot of things I envisioned to do. There is a visible weak collaboration between industry and the academia. What are the opportunities for advancing green chemistry? The first is scaling up existing green technologies, integrating green chemistry principles into the national policies, promoting education and training in green chemistry. I have 11 recommendations. They are splitted into 5 groups. We have the strategic policy, research development and capacity building. We have the industry linkages and market development, education, awareness, and workforce development, monitoring and evaluation. There is a need for RMRDC to align green chemistry into their strategic roadmap. It is already on the website, Raw Material 360, that RMRDC 2025 to 2034 strategic plan prioritizes enhancing local sourcing, value addition, technology adoption, reduction of import dependency, and all these dovetails into green chemistry. I highly recommend that RMRDC explicitly integrates green chemistry targets into their roadmap. For example, measurable goals for biomass valorization, green synthesis technologies, and industrial waste recycling to ensure that they are embedded in their policy. There is an urgent need to incentivize local research and development and sustainable innovation. RMRDC recently secured ministerial approval for tax incentives to support our research and development and utilization of raw materials, which is very commendable. I highly recommend that RMRDC advocates for targeted green chemistry incentive schemes. That is to say, tax credits for companies that adopt this processing, they should be rewarded. Or these companies that partner with universities or SMEs on sustainable raw materials. Next, please. RMRDC should expand their raw material testing and quality infrastructure. I understand that efforts are underway to establish testing and analysis centers in the 6 geopolitical zones. I highly recommend that RMRDC prioritizes green analytical technologies and life cycle assessment tools. Very important. Metrics like environmental footprint, energy use, toxicity becomes, sorry, okay, okay, yes, okay, just here. Is it working? The previous. RMRDC should strengthen policy enforcement of value addition. It is noteworthy that RMRDC is implementing policies to mandate at least 30% value addition as seen in Material 260 website. I highly recommend that RMRDC advocates for phase targets where green chemistry approaches and conditions for meeting high value addition thresholds. Example, green processing earns bonus credits towards meeting policy, encouraging sustainable methods rather than incremental processing. RMRDC should mobilize the RMRDC Digital Library for Green Chemistry. I highly recommend that RMRDC conduct systematic reviews from digital library to identify gaps. They can employ AI to identify these research gaps, processing research, and publish annotated databases of green chemistry techniques. Please go back. Of green chemistry techniques that can directly give industries to make informed decisions. RMRDC should leverage Council Division for Green Tech, Chemicals, Advanced Inter-Unit Green Project as plant extra waste, green catalyst, RMR and the industries. They should industry and startups co-develop materials and pilot plants, especially biorefineries, green catalyst, they should partner with manufacturers for green processed raw materials alongside market incentives like preferential procurement by the government agencies. There is a need to integrate circular economy into RMRDC's advocacy, reducing raw material imports just like I've stated earlier, and optimizing utilization are the core mandates of of RMRDC. I strongly recommend that RMRDC embeds circular economy frameworks into their policies. For example, waste to resource programs where industrial or agricultural waste become formal feedstock. They shouldn't be wasted. Next, please. There is a need to educate industry on green chemistry benefits. One barrier to green chemistry is low awareness. RMRDC must co-sponsor national campaigns, workshops, certifications. They should also sponsor final year brilliant students in their research, targeting industrial chemists, material chemists, engineers, and SMEs to build competencies in employing these 12 principles in their framework. Finally, RMRDC must develop sustainability metrics to ensure the success and the progress towards this material utilization. RMRDC must measure their outcomes. They must create key performance indicators for green chemistry adoption, including reduction in waste, energy intensity. They should be able to check this and publish a public annual scorecard to drive transparency and accountability. In conclusion, green chemistry promises to offer a pathway to sustainable industrialization in Nigeria. It enables efficient and eco-friendly utilization of these raw materials, thereby reducing pollution and promoting economic growth of local industries once the economy is fostered. Thank you very much. So these are my references.
Another round of applause for our guest lecturer. She has rightly said that green chemistry is actually part of strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite questions from our audience here gathered. Can I have 2 questions from my right, 2 questions from my left, and let's make them mixed. So we're gender sensitive, gender balanced.
Madijisa, thank you. Our presenter, Mr. Chukwu, we must sincerely thank you for a well-researched paper about RMRDC. Because this paper couldn't have been presented better than even RMRDC staff. We've delved into RMRDC activities, went into our archives. From that, you would have realized, as Madam Shi has pointed out, green chemistry. In setting up the Center for only green chemistry, but even that are environmentally safe for utilization. I must also inform you and the DG SAC, one of the projects you approved as a strategic and high impact project for the CCR division is the conversion, very important industrial raw material. Instead of getting this silica from mineral exploration, here we are asserting part of our mandate on conservation. is being done, is being undertaken. Thank you very much once again for the presentation, and thank you, DG, for the opportunity.
Mr. Arum, well done. It's very heartwarming to know that you're looking at our 360 news platform. You're following it. You're following it religiously. That's great. Um, you said something. I would have wanted to go back to that slide where you talked about RMRDC, the imperative for RMRDC to identify gaps
Okay. Yes.
pertaining to green
Recommendations.
green chemistry research.
Yes.
What's I want to. We're almost at the end
Yeah. Keep
of
going.
the second.
No, you just passed. It's okay.
Yes. Uh, and publish annotated databases of green chemistry techniques to identify gaps in sustainable processing research. Is that the one? And in your explanation, you said IMADC should identify gaps that have to do with green research. Yes. So I wanted to draw our attention to the fact that, like my colleague said, there are a lot of things that IMADC is doing in this direction. We had a meeting. There was a courtesy call on the DG. We had a meeting with Patents Registry, where at which we agreed to collaborate for the establishment of a technology innovation support center. What that center does, domiciled in the Directorate of Legal and Board Services, what that center does is that it hosts an innovation search engine. In essence, database on all existing technological knowledge. And so for RMRDC and our stakeholders, what we gain is that we're able to look into that database and see what has been done, like what you're talking about. So we know where the gaps are and we know where to take off from, what we need to do to innovate. So that support center, I've been in talks with the patent registry director, who is supposed to come in this month for that to be formally, yes sir, formally established here. So that opens RMRDC to information on every technology, every innovation that is available. And so we know what gaps exist. Just wanted to chip that in. Well done, well done. Thank you for your presentation.
Mr. Deji, good morning. Well, our guest speaker, I want to commend you for your presentation. I'm one of your professional colleagues. I'm a chemist. So I was so delighted in the course of making that presentation. First of all, may I know the difference between the green chemistry and the conventional chemical process in the context of the extractive industries? The number two, Nigeria is endowed with abundant raw materials. Among those raw materials, which one has potential, highest potential, greater potential for this grain processing, American chemical processing sector? Thank you. I said Nigeria is endowed with abundant, natural resources. Among all these, abundant resources, which of those raw materials is having greatest potential for green processing chemical? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your commendation. And the beauty of green chemistry is the fact that you do not have to use a lot of chemicals. Just like I said, some harmful chemicals as we are driving towards a circular economy. I'll use an example of synthesis, which I did. Synthesis of silver and gold nanoparticles, conductive inks, and it was a green chemistry approach. In the chemical synthesis of this nanoparticle, I have to get the stabilizing agent and also the capping agent. These are chemicals, increasing the workload of chemicals in the environment. But the beauty of green chemistry approach is the fact that I use plant extract, and this plant extract served as a capping agent and a stabilizing agent. The second question you asked, I listed some things that some components of green chemistry. This is quite a few, but they are majorly utilized in agro agro biomass, industrial waste, and some minerals like silica and limestone.
Thank you very much, madam. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Professor John for a few remarks. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think, the in thing now, you can't talk about raw material without talking about green chemistry. As you're aware, everything on earth is chemistry, right from creation and until the end of life. Everything is about chemistry. And as much as we have an endowment on earth, it has to do with that chemistry. So better means of, making the processes of nature safer. That is how chemistry has been able to evolve. So people are no more talking about the nuclear chemistry, another part of chemistry. They are into green chemistry. And as such, to achieve optimally as an R&D agency with a primary mandate on raw materials, then this will become an inseparable companion with the policy objective of this. And I think that's what the presenter has done. And that is to say, with the vast, some years ago, I was talking with one of the scholars in Singapore University of Social Sciences, and he was like, "You're in Nigeria?" I said, "Yes." And he was like, "Do you know one thing? You have a whole lot of raw materials in Nigeria." Then I never knew I would come to raw materials. He said, "But the only thing we have in Singapore is that we have knowledge, and that drives our economy. But we wish we have these raw materials to enable us add better value to improve the lives of our people." You can see the context. And that is to say, in Nigeria, there is no raw material that when green chemistry is applied, for example, if you go through chemical process intensification, which is an in thing in driving pharmaceutical and other industrial processes, you just discover that you are in to have it well in terms of funding and industrial collaboration. I think that is what the presenter has been able to do. But now, majorly, I want to say that today's presenter is a brainchild of the Director General and Chief Executive of this agency. Now, you see, when things are said at the boardroom and they go into practice, and you live in a time, no wonder Simeon said, "My eyes have seen the salvation of Israel." Now, when the DG had a courtesy visit from a university, National State University, it was not just like any other one. I was there when he gave a task. Why not we do this? And as at yesterday, that collaboration was endorsed by the NUC via a stakeholder meeting with industrial stakeholders. And it's becoming a big thing because it has never happened anywhere in Nigeria. It has never happened anywhere in Africa.
And so it is a major breakthrough. And as such, the presenter today is a student in the Material Development Institute, which is a fallout of that collaboration. And it is not a coincidence. Yesterday was the day for the stakeholders engagement and meeting, and today we are having a student of that school coming here to present this to us. So I think we are on the right direction, and the DG is very much on the right direction. Please, ladies and gentlemen, can we give our DG a round of applause? And the presenter is from Enugu State. Let me add that.
Thank you very much, Professor John John.
So with your kind permission and the permission of the presenter, I would like to represent this paper during the Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals Department meeting. Do a presentation because very few members of that department are here. So I'll take the paper and present it to the staff of that department entirely because it will benefit them quite a lot. Thank you, sir. So I have sought her permission and your permission, sir. Thank you.
On this note, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this edition of the RMRDC lecture series. We'd like
You know, I'm sure you know that when they said why we're not playing here is because they say Greek chemistry. People ran away. People ran away. So people here are people that have the liver to listen to. But it was a fantastic presentation. And some of the things that we're doing, like the Director Colere mentioned, some of the things he also recommended. The only thing I can say, and before I say it, let me just keep it by the side. John cannot confuse us.